Hello, welcome back to our series introducing fans to the newcomers on the Wichita State men's basketball team. This is the big man portion of the podcast. We have Will Berg and Emmanuel Okorafor. Will is a 7'2" center. He is from Sweden. He is transferring to Wichita State from Purdue with 2 seasons of eligibility. Will played 36 games and started 3 for the Boilermakers during his time there. Emmanuel is a 6'9" senior center. He spent last season at Seton Hall, and Emmanuel is from Nigeria. Will, we'll start out by making you an NBA coach. What current NBA player are you going to pick to start your franchise, start your team?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I have to go with my buddy, Zach Edey, just because I know him and he's a good player.
Zach Edey from Purdue.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm sure people will be curious about that. I think he was back-to-back college player of the year. What was it like practicing against Zach Edey every day?
Great experience. Just picking his brain and being against such a good player every day makes you better. Made huge strides on the court and learned a lot from him, so I'm thankful for that.
Okay. Emmanuel, you're an NBA coach. Who's your first pick to start a team?
I would say Giannis, because he's an everyday guy. He has a high motor, and he just gets us to eat every day. So Giannis will be my player.
Okay, everyday guy. That's a phrase we've heard around Wichita State basketball over the year. Define that. What's it mean to be an everyday guy?
I mean, someone who just comes in the gym every day, giving 100% efforts, always want to win, competitive. Yes, that's an everyday guy for me.
Emmanuel, what's your favorite movie?
I would say Creed, yeah. I think both.
The boxing movie you're talking about.
The boxing movie, yeah. It's an inspiring movie, so yeah.
Okay, Will, how about you?
I'd have to say either Chef. It's like a feel-good movie about. I have interest in cooking food and stuff too, so it hits that part. But it's a very nice, wholesome movie. Or probably some like a classic like Fight Club or something like that.
Okay, Chef, good movie. Tell us about your interest in food.
No, it's been food has been like a pretty big thing my whole life. Dad has always cooked, and I always saw how happy he could make people with it. So it's always been like, wow, that's something I want to do too. And then I moved away from home when I was 16. Went to a high school away from where I lived, basically. So I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment by myself. Had to cook, so it kind of ignited a passion for cooking and stuff. So yeah.
What's your best recipe? What's your favorite dish to make?
I have my secret recipe, but I do a great mushroom pasta sauce.
A mushroom pasta sauce.
Yep.
Okay, what's the secret, or what makes it? I know you're going to try not to tell us. What makes it so? Give us at least a little hint. What makes it so good?
I just pour all my love into it. That's what I'll say. Okay,
and is that a Swedish dish?
I wouldn't necessarily say so. I definitely use like Swedish cooking elements in it, but it's not like particularly Swedish focused.
Okay, and will you have the team over for to cook them a meal one night?
Yeah, that's for sure. Both me, but also when my dad travels over here, he's planning on making Swedish meatballs for the whole team. So hopefully they enjoy that.
Fabulous! That'll be a big hit. Emmanuel, tell us about adjusting to life in the United States. What's been the biggest part of that adjustment?
I would say the food. Because the food back home is really different from the food here in the U.S. It took me time when I was a freshman. When I came here, I was starving myself, and I was trying to get African food. But at the end of the day, I realized in order for me to perform on the court, I have to eat and eat healthy. So I had no choice but to adapt. And also the weather too, it was a little bit different. We don't get our cold weather in Africa, so I mean, adjusting to the weather too was a little bit different for me.
New Jersey is much colder than Wichita. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. We get some snow, but it doesn't hang on for forever here. So you'll like that. What's your favorite dish in Nigeria? Give us some examples about what you like to eat there.
I love jollof rice and chicken, and I also love egusi and fufu. I think you've had a fufu. Yeah, those are my two favorite dishes.
Whenever I do stories about international students, and we have a lot of them on the tennis team, some on the track team, they always say there's just too much fast food here in the United States, and you've really got to be disciplined to eat healthy. Has that been your experience also?
I mean, you just gotta figure out what's good for you, because the food out here is like not really healthy. But so I cook too. I cook also. I go to the African store and get some food stuff, and I cook also. So yeah.
Will, tell us about coming to the United States from a basketball standpoint. Why does a basketball player from Sweden make that decision?
For me, it was always one of my goals, get to a particular high school in Sweden and then be able to go get a college degree while also playing the sport. It does help that the US has such a great basketball culture and also fantastic resources for student athletes to use. And I just felt like taking that step, going over to college, getting great development and becoming a better basketball player, but also being able to get a degree on the side, it was something that was a smart move to do. Europe will always be there, and someday I'll go back, but you never know. The US is another different experience and another perspective you can add.
Where does basketball rank among the most popular sports in Sweden?
I'd say probably third or fourth. Something like that. It's growing a lot now. It's become very popular. Especially, we had a couple of guys getting drafted the last few years, which has made the sport blow up even more. But when I play back home, it was like not small, but everybody knew everybody basically, and. Sweden is a little bit smaller than the US. It's like size-wise, I would say it's like a state. So basically, all the top teams knew each other, and you knew the personnel and stuff. And it was cool coming to a place where you see different players every time you play someone and stuff like that.
Is soccer number one?
I'd say so. Soccer, hockey, field hockey as well, and then probably basketball. But it's up for discussion about field hockey. Either it's basketball or field hockey that takes that last spot.
So, Will, you have been a Boilermaker, now you're a Shocker. Those are two of the more unique mascots in college athletics. Which one is easier to explain to someone who's not familiar with Purdue or Wichita State?
I'd probably have to say neither. Both are very unique, as you say. Shocker, so I still have a little bit of a hard time understanding, but they're definitely the more fun mascot, I'd say. More unique in that sense, the way it looks, and I think it's way more interesting.
We've got plenty of time to learn. I know Purdue has the big drum at football games. Do they bring that to basketball games too, or is it just a football thing?
Just a football thing. It was called Purdue Pete. It was like the mascot that would show up, but no big drum. No big drum,
all right. Emmanuel, what music do you listen to get prepared for a game?
I listen to a variety of music. It just depends on. Sometimes I listen to Christian music. I got some couple of Christian music that I used to look in just to have my faith going on in the game, that I'm going to have a good game. Sometimes I listen to Afrobeats just to clear my mind and not overthink too much and just go out there and have fun. And sometimes I listen to R&B and rap music just to keep me going.
Will, how about you? What's your preference before a game?
I'm more of a very calm music most of the time. Kind of get me settled in and not show my nerves, but cool down a little bit. So a lot of slow beats and sometimes rap, but like slower songs that like aren't too much up in your face.
Will, describe playing for Coach Paul Mills.
He's a passionate guy, great coach. These past few weeks, we're just getting started, and it's he knows what he's talking about and has a great way of integrating stuff into practice and making us learn stuff. It's a new team, a lot of new guys, a lot of new people, got to learn a lot of new things. So, but I think he's doing a great job so far, and it's going to be a fun, exciting year.
Emmanuel, what's your early impression of Coach Paul Mills? Just like Will said, he's a passionate coach. Just past 4 weeks with him, he's looking for guys, and what he wants in players is guys that want to get it every day. This game can change your life. Like, he wants those guys that are ready to step on the court every day and just get at it. So yeah, he's a passionate coach.
If you weren't playing basketball, Emmanuel, what sport would you be playing?
I would say soccer. I started playing soccer before basketball.
Okay. What position did you play?
So I was a goalie at first. Then I moved to the striking position because I was scoring a lot with my head. I was so tall, so I would say, yeah, that.
Is soccer number one sport in Nigeria?
Yeah, that's the number one sport in Nigeria.
Will, how about you? Is there another sport you might be playing?
I actually also played soccer growing up, and I also was a goalkeeper as well. I sadly never got pushed up to striker. That would have been fun, but goalkeeping was where I stayed. I probably would have still played that sport, either that or like swimming, I think.
Will, who wins a game of horse on this basketball team?
I don't know. We haven't. That's a great question. We have a lot of good shot makers, so it would for sure be a very interesting and good game. But I sadly can't give you an answer.
Okay, I saved the tough question for last. Emmanuel, who wins a game of horse on this team?
I don't really know now. We got a lot of talented players in the team and shooters. I don't want to guess though, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say for real. I don't really know now.
Maybe like
Michael KG?
Yeah, Michael KG.
Brian. Yeah, we got
Kenyon Giles. Kenyon Giles.
Brian, Joy. We got shooters too.
Everyone.
So.
Okay. Well, I like the fact there are a lot of choices. I guess that's a good indication. Yeah. Will, let's say your high school invites you back, and they want you to give a talk to the youngsters there about getting recruited, about college life, athletically, academically. What's your top advice to a person in that situation?
I'll tell them like it's a hard process, and everything like it doesn't get easier. College is hard. Just being a college student by itself is hard, but then having basketball practice and film sessions and lifting, it adds a ton. So you got to be prepared and disciplined with your daily routines, your mindset, your relationships, everything, because it's a grind, but it's a fun grind, and as long as you're having fun with it, it's worth it. So yeah, probably just try to tell them to have as much fun as they can with the whole process.
Do you have a time management tip that really works for you would pass on to a young student?
I'm still working on my own time management, so I'll have to come back to you with that one.
Emmanuel, what's your advice if you went back and talked to a group of youngsters? How do you navigate this whole thing?
I would tell them it's not all you see on social media. That's how college life is. It's really, really different. You gotta have to manage your time. It's like a sacrifice. You gotta have to sacrifice a lot of stuff, friends, family, because you're gonna be in the gym all day. You're gonna be in the classroom. You're gonna be in the weight room. You gotta have meetings. So it's just you have to have love for the game, and it's just you have to make up your mind. This is what I want to do, and just take it one day at a time. So that's what really helped me in my career so far, my college career so far.
That's a great topic. I should have come up with that. Social media is such a big deal. It can be really fun, it can be helpful, but it can also be a negative. Emmanuel, how do you regulate that? How do you deal with social media? When to be on it and when not to?
So it is when you're on social media, it's just sometimes I'll be on there, but I don't try to compare my life with other people's life out there on social media. It's you versus you. Your journey is different from everyone's journey. So at first I had issues with that, but while growing and maturing in my college career, I realized it's you versus you. You're different from everyone. You just gotta take it one day at a time and let God do his thing and keep putting in the work. So.
Will, how do you handle social media aspect of this life?
No, like he says, it's you kind of have to lock in on yourself. Everybody's path is different, and everybody goes through different things. I've mostly slimmed down my social media presence. Like I deleted Twitter. There's not a lot of good stuff going around there. Turn off the comments on my Instagram posts and stuff like that. Just so even though you shouldn't read that stuff, it's hard when it pops up and people are typing stuff and stuff like that. So just try to keep to myself, and like he says, just not compare yourself to anybody, because it's you versus you at the end of the day.
Slimmed down your social media. That's a good way to put it. Will Berg and Emmanuel Okorafor, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, we're back with the last of our segments introducing you to the Shocker newcomers. Our guests today are Tyrus Rattan-Mays and Pierre Couisnard. They put the freshmen in here together. Tyrus is a 6'6" forward. He is from Ontario, Canada. He also played in Houston for Shocker assistant coach PJ Couisnard at Legacy School of Sports Sciences. He played last summer for the Canadian under-18 national team in a tournament in Argentina. They won the bronze medal there. Pierre Couisnard is a 6-foot guard. He also played for Shocker assistant coach PJ Couisnard at Legacy School of Sports Sciences. He is, of course, the son of PJ Couisnard. Tyrus, we're going to start by making you an NBA coach. What current NBA player do you draft to start your team?
I don't think there's any other answer than Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag, okay. That's the first Cooper Flag I've gotten to that question. Why?
Just because of his versatility. I mean, he's good on the offensive end and the defensive end, and I think that's what any coach looks for.
Interesting answer. Pierre, what's your answer?
Any NBA player, right?
Any current NBA player. Let's limit it to current.
I'm going to have to go with LeBron.
LeBron James. Okay,
Yeah,
I got that answer quite a bit.
LeBron or Giannis.
Okay, what do you like about LeBron's game?
LeBron, GOAT, could do everything. Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking about from the draft.
Oh, okay. No, any current NBA player. The draft, Cooper Flag would have been the obvious answer. How about if we expand it to all current NBA players? Who's your choice then?
I'm going to go with Shea. I'm going to go with another Canadian. I'm going to go with Shea because he's the MVP right now. Best player in the world.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder. What do you like about his game?
Also, he plays on the offensive and defensive end, and he's a very talented scorer, and he knows how to use. People make fun of him for his foul calls all the time, but it's a skill to get to the line very often.
Getting to the line is important. Okay, if you pay any attention at all to basketball, you know how many Canadian basketball players are just really doing big things, college level, NBA level. Why? What's behind the rise of basketball in Canada?
Oh man, it's just starting to get bigger throughout the country. We had some pioneers go through it. My brother was some of the first ones. R.J. Barrett's dad, Ron Barrett. It's just starting to build in our country, and we love the sport.
Okay, very good. Jordan or LeBron, Pierre? Who's your pick there?
LeBron.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrus?
I'm gonna go Jordan.
Jordan, okay. Why Jordan?
I just feel like basketball is about winning, and he just perfected that. And I think all around LeBron is probably a better player, which is just in terms of winning the basketball game and having the willpower to do it, I would say it's Jordan.
Should Kobe Bryant enter this discussion? How's that work with people of your age?
Yeah, mine is Mike, Kobe, and then Bron.
That's your top three.
Yes,
Michael
sir.
Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Pierre. Would you like to disagree with that at all?
Yeah, I disagree. I have LeBron, Jordan, then Kobe.
Okay, those are your top three. Very good. Pierre, what music do you listen to get prepared for a game?
Oh,
I like to listen to artists like No Cap and Youngboy, NBA Youngboy, to get me hyped before a game or chill vibes.
Tyrus, what's your choice of music?
I think all my teammates know already. No matter what time of day it is, no matter before a game, I'm playing Drake.
Drake?
That's just how it goes. Yeah.
And he's also from Canada. Am I remembering that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you like about his music?
He's also versatile. He raps, he sings. He just has a bunch of different music for your different moods at the time.
Okay. Some of the players that have been in here, they listen to music that calms them down before a game. Some of them want to get hyped up before a game. Tyrus, what's the purpose of your music?
It just depends on my mood. Sometimes it's calm, and then sometimes it's more hype music, but I have more of a calm personality, so that's more what I listen to before the game, just to get focused.
Pierre, favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Real Steel. It's kind of an old movie, but it's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Tyrus, how about you? What's your recommendation?
It's a really good question. I really like Divergent. It's an old movie, but it was very interesting to me, just about technology and that type of stuff.
Pierre, so your father, P.J. Kuznard, played at Wichita State. What was it like playing in high school for him?
It was fun. I got to learn a lot from him, and him coaching has just helped me be a better player.
How many times did he mention the game he played against Tennessee in the NCAA tournament? Have you ever heard that before?
I've heard the story before. Yeah, I heard he was cooking, but he mentioned it about like once or twice. He don't really mention it often. He chill. He don't really like to. What's the word?
He's humble.
Yeah, he's
Humble. That was quite the game. It would be worthwhile bringing up once or twice, no doubt. Tyrus, you also played for PJ. What was that experience like? How do you describe him as a coach?
It was great, man. Me and Lil P here have been playing together since we were 10, and Coach P has been challenging us ever since to make us get better. He saw potential in us, and we just did everything to prove him right.
Playing on the Canadian national team, how does that help your game develop?
Really, it's another side of basketball. Playing FIBA basketball is completely different from any American basketball. It's a lot more physical, a lot more swinging the ball, just trying to use your teammates more. It's just completely different brand of basketball playing overseas.
Well, Pierre, you had to come back from a serious knee injury, 4 surgeries, you counted up, long recovery process. Taylor Eldridge of the Wichita Eagle did a really nice story, and I would direct you to that for all of the details. But I'll ask you, how do you look back on that part of your life and how that shaped you and got you to where you are?
Going through that, I look back on it as motivation. It just motivates me to keep going. I see where I was at a point where I was low, and now we're here. So just got to keep going. I use it as motivation.
Tyrus, describe playing for Paul Mills.
He's a tough dude. He expects you to do what you're asked to do, and he's big on details. So any little detail he wants corrected, it could be something as simple as running wide or anything like that. You just got to follow what he says.
Pierre, how about you? What's your impression of playing for Paul Mills?
I like it. I like the way he likes to hustle, and I love that. I love the grit he wants us to play with and the aggression.
So you've been here about 3 weeks or so practicing, playing pickup games. Tyrus, give the fans a little insight. Who's a teammate who's really made a good impression on you?
I would say either Mike or KG. They're one of our older guards, and from me playing the guard, it's cool to watch them and just see how their game is different and what I can look forward to getting to in a couple years.
Michael Gray Jr. and Kenyon Giles are who you're talking about. So yeah, you're watching them. What kind of tips are you trying to pick up? How can it be helpful to play against experienced guys like that?
Honestly, we're completely different players because they're smaller guards. I'm on the bigger guard, but just their consistency in their jump shot. That's something that I've been working on all summer, just making sure I have a very consistent jump shot because I feel if I can do that, I can put myself out there.
Pierre, give us a teammate or two who's really made a good impression on you.
The teammates that had a good impression on me are Kenyon Giles and Keandre Kennel. And Yeah, they taught me a lot, especially at the guard position, like different things. They teach me different tips and tricks, and competing with them in practice just is only making me better. I love it.
So let's say Legacy School of Sports Sciences invites both of you back to talk to youngsters about getting recruited, about college life. What's your advice? Tyrus, what would you tell a youngster?
I would say just don't get too caught up in it. At the end of the day, you're playing a sport that you're supposed to love and enjoy playing. So just focus on the basics. Just something as simple as being really great at something could get you an opportunity to play everywhere. You don't have to be great at every single thing. Just make sure you focus on something and be good at it.
Pierre, what's your advice?
My advice would be to just stay motivated and have a reason that'll help you throughout college. Yeah.
Pierre Cousinard, Tyrus Rattan-Mays, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for listening to the Roundhouse Podcast, courtesy of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. We encourage you to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can find more Roundhouse content at GoShockers.com.
Mike Jones inbounds to Tony Martin. Kansas staying back, and it's 2-3 zone. Tony Martin to Mike Jones. The Shockers will let some time work off the clock as Mike Jones feeds it back out front to Tony Martin. Tony works to the right side of the key to Randy Smithson, who fumbles the ball. Valentine going for the steal, couldn't get it. Martin left wing to Mike Jones. 8 seconds left. Smithson out to Mike Jones. 25-footer. Good! He got it with 3 seconds left. Mike Jones from about 25 feet out hit another long jumper. 2 seconds showing on the clock. That may not be official, but Wichita State leads 66-65. Timeout, Kansas. 2 seconds to go. Wichita State 66, Kansas 65.